yes. Oh,
And so who is that came in as
that's
It joins as another participant in the meeting. It should say Fathom by Dan Altman or something like
okay, so Dan Altman, I already got you in, so you're good.
that. Yeah, I'm good. But if you want a meeting summary, you could admit that the AI
I'm
person.
going to do that. I'm going to, just for experience, because that's the title of our seminar is experiment. Let's experiment with it and see what we get.
Okay.
1 o'clock, Wednesday, the 23rd of October. And Maureen, we've started the recording of our session?
Yes, the recording is started.
Great. I'm going to see if I can get our session restarted up here. We're gonna, oh, there we go. And now I'm gonna go back. I have to go back to this, and I'm gonna share my screen 2. You'll see my desktop, which is a mess. But then I will start the presentation. Is Experiments in Artificial Intelligence Session 2. OLLI Ashland. I understand that OLLI in Ashland has one of the most dynamic programs. I've looked at OLLI at University of Arizona, Tucson, and they have a program, an OLLI program, but it does not have near the selection of seminars that Ashland does. And then I've looked at the University of Michigan OLLI program, and they do not have the selection that OLLI Ashland had. So kudos to us. Pat yourselves on the back. I always like a little humor. One of the things that I've learned is humor is one of the most valuable components in instructions for people to assimilate the information. If you can make it humorous, it enters the memory scheme of people much more quickly. But here we have Romeo and Juliet in Verona. And here is, of course, Romeo has his little iPhone or his smartphone out, and he says to it, "Hey, ChatGPT, compose an eloquent and poetic courtship monologue." And that's not going to happen. I don't believe in our lifetimes that artificial intelligence is going to come up with dialogue comparable to what Shakespeare can do. But we are going to look at some of that today. But let's, yesterday evening, I think it was, NBC News, the NBC Nightly News had a...
I just want to let you know Jane will be here momentarily. And I'm going to mute.
You.
You're welcome.
And here is the NBC News presentation. I hope the sound comes through, but this was on NBC last night.
Oh, I just saw a whale.
Really?
It's feeding time for humpback whales off of California's central coast.
Oh, whales behind us.
And prime time for scientist Ted Cheeseman.
There they are.
The cold water offering the whales an all-you-can-eat buffet of anchovies and krill.
Whoa! Once hunted to near extinction, whales are now resurfacing here in Monterey Bay in dramatic numbers.
Now with just a camera, photos from scientists and the public are helping researchers track whales from anywhere around the world.
You can really see that whale there.
Thanks to artificial intelligence in real time, he can match their tails or flukes.
Oh my gosh, and look at the matches.
That tells stories of where the whales have been and how healthy they are.
How do you know that's a killer whale, Scar?
By the parallel lines there.
The pictures are uploaded and matched on Cheeseman's website, Happy Whale. Through AI, that image is matched to other whales already photographed, like this one called Old Timer and Monet.
Our last recorded sighting of Monet was back in February down in Oaxaca, Mexico.
Now, is it true that no two whale tails are alike?
Absolutely.
Really?
You know, like a fingerprint
Yeah.
or a face. Every humpback whale's tail is distinct.
Cheeseman says it's facial recognition technology that makes this possible and fast.
How long does it take you per photo now?
We don't measure the time. It's instantaneous.
Over 100,000 humpbacks identified. Some migrate thousands of miles, navigating threats from fishing lines and waters warmed by climate change, making food harder to find. But Cheeseman says the most valuable information gained may be human.
You connect with one whale, it connects you with the whole ocean. To have that healthy ocean, we have to treat it like it's part of our home. It's like it's a place we care about.
Using technology to connect and preserve the ocean for everyone and everything. Ann Thompson, NBC News, Monterey, California.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news.
Yes, that's a pretty moving little bit of information. Just also, a similar technology used in a less favorable way is the facial recognition that occurs in China, let's say, or in the UK. It's my understanding in London, you cannot go without being on a camera throughout the entire Westminster, the entire metropolitan London area. And I'm going to present this image here again, but this is the system that they've developed that shows how recognition of images works. It goes back to the 1700s when Isaac Newton came up with the nature of the universe. The tendency of the universe is towards dissolution, towards diffusion. And that the universe continues to expand, and it's just the reverse of that. It takes a great diffuse image and turns it into something else. But let's go quickly in a review of what we covered in session one. We'll see tokenization of language. There's the function of natural language processing. Prompt engineering is extraordinarily important. You will use it as you interact with artificial intelligence. The importance of sentiment analysis, both the AI assessing the sentiment of the person it's interacting with, and the sentiment that the AI will try to exhibit to the participant. We'll look at bias and risk. Bias being about multiple instances of bias, but risk, the various risks that occur with AI, one being mistakes. I think we had a participant in our session last time brought up the risk of inaccurate information. Hopefully with the ChatGPT that we look at today, we'll see footnoting of information that they project. The inference that the AI gives, it will provide a footnote as to what it produced. The know your customer function, the authentication that is required of people to interact with it, with AIs. Some terms that will come up: large language model. We will look at different models, and that has evolved to multimedia language module that we'll look at today. Google Assistant we looked at last, which is strictly natural language processing. We looked at Pi, which is a model put together developing sentiment analysis. And then we looked at Dream Studio, which is a diffusion model. The image generation by AI is done by diffusion. We looked at these particular functions, the labeling function for things. We looked at artificial general intelligence, and I did find the third intelligence that humans have. Remember, there was language as an intelligence that humans have, and vision recognition is an intelligence that humans have. And the third one that was projected is spatial operation. Humans have the ability to judge spatial operations and that catch a ball, things of that. The gymnasts that jump through the air and spin, the spatial operations is an intelligence. And the item that has become more important to me is artificial capable information, artificial capable intelligence. A lot of the AIs that we see aren't all that smart, but they are capable. So let's keep going here. Values alignment, sentiment analysis, corpus. I sent out the letter or the text about the University of Michigan and all of the other libraries that allowed Google to scan their information in. So that is the corpus of information that these AIs are using to generate the artificial intelligence. That's one example. The other relatively new one, this is the phenomenon that got the Nobel Award this year in physics, back propagation. We will see that. You've seen it. You probably don't give back propagation, but it's the symbol on the screen where you have an up thumb or a down thumb that says the information that the AI has given you is correct. That just feeds back into the AI. Here's what tokenization is. Again, this is a review. The AI doesn't remember the actual language. The tokenization function attaches a number to each of the words, and then the AI finds patterns in the numbers. What's the most common pattern that it's going to find in the language? English grammar, Chinese grammar, Russian grammar. The language that it's in, it's going to find that. And one of the Economist article that I sent you deals with the Chinese are using AIs, the Russians are using AIs, the Emiratis are big time AI developers, the French have developed significant AI functions. This was the AI from Google Assistant. I had to set up all of the background operations to turn on the lights, to set the thermometer, to look at a camera. That work was all mine, but now it's the artificial intelligence that's in the background. The natural language processing interacts with the artificial intelligence that's been developed. Billions of functions occur, and then it speaks back to me. That's one of the elements that has led to these great assumptions, that great developments that have occurred in the last 2 or 3 years, is large amounts of computer memory and large database of language that have been brought together. Now, what we are going to look at now is the function of neural networks that were based. This came up in the, I think, the 80s, 1980s, when this concept was first developed. There wasn't the computational developments that occurred, not the NVIDIA new processors that is driving their stock through the roof. But in the neural network, there are the dendrites, the axons, and what the, again, this was the Nobel Peace Prize that came up with these, is the not the Peace Prize, the Chemistry Prize, is it has turned the actual structure of the neuron into a mathematical formula of the neuron here. So somebody developed this transition, the dendrite, the axion, and the output of the axion. It's this function here. That's what it's doing in the background. And then this individual neuron gets put into a large neural network. These can be billions of connections. We're just looking at one, how many here? 6 or 7 in a function. The development that has occurred is there is billions of these in the systems now. Some of the developments that occurred is in the 1850s, matrix mathematics occurred, vector mathematics in the 1850s. If you watched, what was the Oppenheimer movie, you saw Heisenberg, who was a German, and Bohr, who is a Dane, in the 1920s, came up with quantum mechanics, infinite series. And then in the 1990s, there was the development of online analytical processing, OLAP. It's built into Microsoft Excel. It's a way of processing information before you store it on a hard disk. Then in 2010s, advanced vector extensions, where mathematics is computed almost at the speed of light. Large scale graphics processing. Congratulations if you own NVIDIA stock. I'm gonna guess that somebody does there. And then current operations is large scale computing memory, not hard disks, but the memory that's in the computer. I bought a $3,000 computer that has 64 gigabytes of memory. And then I had an old Mac that I went out and bought 64 gigabytes of memory for under $200 and put it in that. So that's the end of this particular question. Again, I wanted to bring this up. The human functionality has about 3 trillion neurons in it. There are about 3 trillion neurons in the human body, and the current operational function of AIs have about 2 billion. So somebody could do the math quicker than me, from 3 trillion neurons in humans to 2 billion, operating at about half the speed of light now is what these are doing. So I'm gonna quit this. Any questions about that before I move on to my ChatGPT presentation? This is the big kahuna. One of the big kahunas, the people that made this stuff come out into the market in the November of 2022. So remember, this is only 2 years old. The point I made in the initial presentation, the best things that you and I as informed citizens can do is what we're doing right now, is learning about these things. And what we're going to see in this one is some of the most current developments by the company. OpenAI is the company. ChatGPT is their current model, their model. We're going to be looking at that. Here we go. Maureen, could you please look at the chat window? I see one chat item there. Again, here's the model. We're gonna talk with it today. We're gonna type with it. It's gonna be natural language processing, which is pretty common to all of them. But each of the systems that we look at have a different model, M-O-D-E-L, in the background. And at Microsoft, that's where OpenAI has in the Microsoft Azure system, that's going at the speed of light almost. That's how fast the computations are occurring. One of the things that we're going to see is the know your customer. That is why I asked the question, do you have a Google ID? It makes it real easy to log in. Otherwise, it becomes very complex to log into these things. You'll see the old-timey being a year ago, the old-timey login procedures in our presentation here. Here's what the login looks like. You can use any of these IDs to log into it. You can use your own ID and log in. But what's going to happen if you use your Google ID? This is just a information awareness situation that you have to know. Google knows a lot about you. If you use Google search or any of those functions, it collects information about you and develops a advertising categories for you. When you log into Google, when you use your Google ID to log into ChatGPT, your ID, the way that Google recognizes you, is transferred to ChatGPT. And what does that, what happens then? It learns more and more information. But you can use all of these. My primary idea is with Apple, and I don't use that for much. other than for Apple. I keep that pretty secure. I use my throwaway Google IDs for logins. But this is what the screen will look like. The young people look at this screen holistically. They recognize this quickly. People like you and me that learned reading top, left to right, top to bottom, it's a little slower, so I bring these up to you. Notice on the left side is all of the things that I've looked at before, all of the conversations that I've had with ChatGPT. Notice this little icon here, it's going to be tiny. If I click that, it closes the window. If I click this one, it starts a new topic that goes in the list. What does this? This is a fairly common symbol. It's the symbol that allows me to upload a file. Suppose I downloaded Charter Communications stock 1040K for last year. Suppose I downloaded that and I don't want to read the whole thing. I can submit that to ChatGPT and it will summarize it for me. And I have an example of that. And then here's the prompt box. You can see that here. See the little attachment thing. Here are the other items that you can, the canned interactions that you can go with. Help me write, get advice, summarize text, create an image. It used to be chat a year ago, in the olden days, a year ago, you could only interact with text with ChatGPT, but it was only a large language model. Now it is a multimedia language model. You can create images, and I'm going to do that all from one window. If you kind of go to the OpenAI window, notice this right here. It gets kind of confusing. It shows all of the products that you can use that OpenAI has now, other than ChatGPT. The idea is you go to chatgpt.com now, rather than OpenAI.com. If you do, and you see this window, just scroll down until you see the little try ChatGPT. It gets a little confusing. But here's again the windows that you'll see. This is the old-timey stuff. Here's your login information down here. You must acknowledge the flaws that AI has. They're going to say, you can't sue us. If you want to use this product, you can't sue us. So this is, again, the old-timey. Here's GPT 3.5. When I put this together, we are now on ChatGPT 4 small o. I don't know what that means. And of course, they always try to sell you that the $20 is the going rate now. Very close up, the text box, the user prompt generation, the prompt in their entry area, there is the same. This is what it looks like. We'll see if there's any change here. When you supply the response, and here is, remember, this is called in computerese, this is the inference that the AI makes. It's a statistical inference. That's all that these AIs are doing, is statistically inferring from their tens of billions of tokens what a good response would be. And then this is going to move around. Can you see this little square here? Down here, we're going to try to do a copy and paste into an email message or into Google Docs or Word, Microsoft Word. They make it difficult to see for old timers like me. It took me a long time to see this. There's the clipboard, and then this is back propagation. If you click this one, it means, yes, this is a good response. This is what I want. The AI learns. Oh, and then if you click this one, you're saying, hey, man, wise up to the AI, and the AI learns that. It's back propagation. This year is Jeffrey Hinton won the Nobel Prize in physics for that. And then this is just transferring this to a Google Docs item. And you may not use Google Docs. You'll see it in session 4. We're going to use Google Docs, and it's going to help me write. You can have the AI generate stuff. Here's a little more information. Here it is, the finished document that you can lay out. And this is, oh my God, I'm going to hurry up here. This is the new one. This just came out, and we found out that it works. The smartphones, iPhones, Androids have their own ChatGPT app. Tablet, iPads have their own ChatGPT app. You don't have to use a web browser. Just released Mac OS. So Macintosh computers have their own app. I'm going to show this in just a second. They don't have it yet for Windows computers. I checked. What I'm going to ask you to look at when we start this app is down here in the prompt entry area. I'm going to have you look here. And if you click on this one, this icon, see how tiny it is? I have my glasses that I have to use. I didn't understand it when I first saw it, but this one starts the voice interaction. And this is what the voice interaction looks like. This is how you can change the voice. I'll show that in just a second. You can go back and refer to this. This is on a Mac. You go up to the word ChatGPT, click on that, brings up this little menu. You click on settings, it brings up, oh my gooding, and you look to voice. I got angry at ChatGPT because I was clicking on the Apple symbol. That's how you get to settings, but nope. It's the ChatGPT logo up at the top you click on. So, and then you see there's, I think, 9 different voices that you can use. And again, it's the clipboard. It's a little bit different symbol, copy to the clipboard, and then copy it to a message, email message. I'm going to quit this now and let me downsize this. And I'm going to stop. Oh, you see, the screen there. I'm going to go, here's my ChatGPT app. You see that, correct? And I bring it up. I've already logged in. I'm going to try to make it bigger. See it's big enough, or I'm going to go full screen. It might get too big. See how I can close this, open it, but it made I'm going to click down a little bit. Oh, it doesn't have the new topic there. So you can type, what's the weather in Barcelona? So it takes it a while here to, there's the temperature in Barcelona. So it comes up, notice how it began a new topic here. If I want to go back, you can see the email that I generated for that little attachment I sent out to you to read this about the Google Books project. I'm trying to use this stuff to see what's functioning. Hopefully you caught it. It's happening all the time. Universities, all of the professors have to have a check on submissions by their students to see if they're using AI to create their paper. And they are, regrettably. But let's see if I can make a fool of myself. I like doing that. Notice down here these symbols. Click that one. Hey, AI, are you there?
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
Oh my goodness, no.
You have reached the ChatGPT rate limit. Please try again later.
Oh man, what's that voice?
What does weight limit mean?
I don't know.
Maybe there
Oh,
are too many
man.
people listening.
I don't know. Don't share. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I exit ChatGPT. I had this open. And now let's try starting again. I'm going to cheat, people. I'm going to log out and I'm going to log in. Continue. And I'm going to go with Google.
Terry Lambert says that the free version limits you to a certain number of questions per day.
Oh man, we were interacting with it before. Oh, let's see, come on. Oh, darn it. Continue with Google. Cancel. Where did it go? Did it go? Where did it go? Oh my goodness. Continue with Google. Continue. The flaws of going with, there we go. JJ, this is kind of, JARRARD wants to know about me. Let's put, I tend to fib on these. 1971. Confirm. Continue. There we go. Maybe they've tricked me into, what are they trying to do? They're trying to get money from me.
Hello, it's lovely to meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm here to help.
So these are the voices let's go. Let's listen to a
Hi,
couple of them.
glad to meet you. I think we're going to do great work together. Where should we start?
Hi there. Nice to meet you. I'm excited to help you get things done. Let's get started. Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask me about anything that's on your mind.
Hey, it's great to meet you. How's your day going?
Hello, it's lovely to meet you. If there's anything you need, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm here to help.
Hey, ChatGPT, we got you online here. I'm about 30 or 40 people listening in.
Hey, that's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. What are we chatting about today?
Well, we want to know your capabilities. How current is your information?
Good question. My knowledge is up to date until October 2023. That means I'm pretty current on most topics up to that point, but I can't pull real-time info or events that happened after. However, I can browse the web if you need real-time updates or anything happening right now.
Okay.
What kind of topics are you all interested in?
Well, let's see. What are your main strengths?
I'd say my main strengths are versatility and depth. I can help with a wide range of topics, like explaining concepts, brainstorming ideas, offering writing suggestions, solving math or coding problems, and even generating images. I also aim to keep conversations flowing and engaging, so I can assist whether you're looking for detailed info or just want to chat. What types of things do you all usually explore or need help with?
Well, I've been trying to create some geometric figures in 3D. Can I do that from the voice prompt, or do I have to do that from the text prompt?
You can totally create geometric figures from a voice prompt. Just describe what you want in as much detail as possible, and I'll generate the 3D image for you. It's like using a text prompt, but instead you're telling me directly. What kind of geometric figure are you thinking of?
Well,
Maybe a cube, pyramid, or something more complex?
Well, it's the complex. How about a Clifford torus? A 3D image of a Clifford torus above a Cartesian surface.
That sounds like a fascinating visual. A Clifford torus is a shape that exists in 4 dimensions, but I can generate a 3D projection of it above a Cartesian plane. Let me create that for you.
Thank you.
Here's a 3D projection of the Clifford torus above a Cartesian plane. Does this match what you had in mind? Let me know if you'd like any tweaks. You can check out the images in our conversation history.
Okay, I'm going to have to exit and I'll come back in and exit the. So there we go. Can you see the Clifford torus here? There's a Clifford torus floating above a Cartesian surface. That's kind of nice.
You could have said bagel above a bagel above a platter.
Well, I'm thinking of kids in high school geometry class learning this stuff, and what do they get? Let's see if I can share that. I'm gonna send it to my brother. Okay, he's gonna say, what the heck? We don't want to see what he talks about. I'm gonna send that to Johnny. Now he's gonna be confused because we've been fighting about the election. But does this one see there's not? Okay. Oh, notice this is the text. I want to emphasize what the audio is doing. The audio function of ChatGPT is just it's generating the text. The text is how the model is working. That's how it's generating its inference, is in the text. Then there's a corresponding step that it takes to put it into vocalization. So watch what happens when I put my cursor over this. Do you see down here where the information is? What's that say? Oh, look at the different, oh my goodness, all these, and I can say yay, nay, vocalization. So there's backward propagation very simply in the I like this response, I don't like this response. And the multimedia projection that comes up, it creates an image. So let's do, please create or paint. I'm going to please paint a boho water color of a train station in Nice, France. Let's see what we get here. Oh, let's see what we get. Come on. Creating the image. Oh, there we go. Here's a, oh, can you make one from inside? Oh, please make a painting from inside the train station with people waiting on the train. Let's notice the length of time that it's taking. I'll save the image. Somebody should, oh, here we go. Let's look at this one here. I'm gonna put, no thing. Let's put this there. Oh, there we go. There's the full image. Boho watercolor. You can specify muted colors, bright colors. Notice this train station, it could be, and do they have any watermarks that would indicate that it's an AI generated one? I don't have it. How would you tell if this is an AI generated image? Anybody? 4, 5, 6, 7. Notice the text. Text seems to be one of the problems. They don't show any hands. There's no faces on these. But let me copy the image. Let me bring up let's bring up Microsoft Word. Start a new one. And let's see if I can paste that into Microsoft Word. So the copy and pasting of the image, and then I can just, if I want, let's see if I can, boom, boom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man. Hey guys.
Jim?
Yes.
Can you make the image larger? It's very difficult for us to see the details that you're talking about.
Okay, what can I do to make it?
Just the image. Can you pull down the corners of the image to make it larger?
Maybe I can. There we go. Oh, and I can do, let's try plus, 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 plus. So is that bigger?
Yes.
So, and I can, let's see if I can move it around. No. But you can see,
change it to landscape so that we can see the rest of
Where's that file
Layout.
page?
layout. Oh, there you go.
Letter, portrait, landscape. So there's the whole image in there, and I can add, didn't I try to add text? Then I can go back and, hey guys, I can type and change everything. And if I was in PowerPoint, I could put stuff over the top of this image. I can, I'll make some noise here. Well, you know what I forgot to do? I can print the whole thing on my printer. You can hear it in the background. I'm gonna minimize that and minimize this. Anybody want me to create something before we go on break? I'll bring that picture up once it prints out. Yeah. Oh, I'd be here. Just a second. Take me just a second to get that. Here we go. So for a doofus like me, who doesn't have many artistic capabilities, I can do my own artwork, or create pictures. If you were in the Ashland High School and you wanted the students to create a storyline, you could have them, brainstorm their story and then create an image in their book. Then they've got to write the book or the composition, all that stuff that they can do. But let's see if I can do this. Hey Siri, set a timer for 6 minutes, please.
6 minutes, countdown.
Okay, let's.
You might want to start, you might want to look at the chat.
Okay.
Raise.
Oh yeah, while we're on break, I'm gonna bring the chat up for me. And I'm gonna, let's see what it said. Okay, I got it. You are chatting as a guest. Okay. Oh, in the 1980s, Data, the character Data, in the TV program Star Trek was always dealing with his neural network. So there you go, Gene Roddenberry, and the writers for Star Trek. Again, we're on break, as I'm, in case you don't know it. And then we're going to go to the next big kahuna after we've dealt with ChatGPT. Remember, I downloaded on my Macintosh as an app for ChatGPT, rather that you can run it in your browser. But thinking of Data, one of my favorite characters. Oh yes, I ran into my free limits. Now I've been seriously considering paying $20 a month, $250 a year. Oh boy, I gotta have. What does a free ChatGPT allow you to do time-wise? I think it's the number of interactions that it allows. You can only generate so many inferences or so many responses from the model before it says, oh, no. I think they've talked about the cost per inference. The most recent version of this ChatGPT-4 costs $100 million to create. The computation that has to occur at Microsoft's data warehouses, the electricity used, the air conditioning that they got to run in that. And then this is the huge one, is the data cleanup that has to occur before they load the data into the language module. That's huge. One of the functions, I was a data scientist with the feds for a while, and this was in 2005, 2010. Our team, they spent almost all of their time cleaning up the data that we got from the student testing. And it was only, it was relatively easy after the cleanup, the analysis, what's missing from the data. Do we have to go back to CBT down in Monterey to have them give us another run of the data? Once the data is clean, the inferences are relatively easy. But I think that they were saying it's a quarter, 25 cents per inference, per time that I asked, per picture that I generated costs a quarter. Here, let's see. Here is a response, GPT, to your question about limitations on the free. So somebody's running it in the background. It's the free version ChatGPT allows users to interact with the lesser version GPT 3.5. There aren't specific time limits, but there may be usage limits based upon the number of messages you can send within a short period of time to prevent an overload of the system. So everybody wants to do this for free. It's, what are they, siesta time on the East Coast. It's 2:30, everybody's getting their coffee and relaxing a little bit after heavy duty meetings this morning. And so they're interacting with ChatGPT. For more advanced capabilities like GPT-4, the $100 million one, or using DALL-E, which is I like that. That's the best one so far. You have to subscribe, $20 a month. And they make it difficult for you to unsubscribe. Can you tell if the text here is from Barbara?
California just passed a new law about unsubscribing.
Yes, I saw that. It's supposed to be a single click unsubscribe. Yeah, so there, the 6 minutes is done. And I'm gonna, so yes, California passed that. It's probably gonna make it for the rest of the country. That they have to make it easy to unsubscribe. I've got a couple, the subscribing to Acorn or Netflix or all those other ones, they make it very difficult sometimes to unsubscribe. So be aware of that if you mess with these. And Barbara says, can you tell if text is AI generated? The professors at the university pay for services. There's 3 or 4 AI services that analyze text to tell if they're using common words. It's not natural, is all I can say. That's very slick answer. I should be a politician. It's not natural. If you read a lot of it, you can tell. But now let's go on. Any questions to this point as we begin our next part? The one of the big kahunas we're going to go. So I'll wait the standard 30 seconds. to, no, you're only supposed to wait 7 seconds, isn't it, for responsive? 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can share desktop 2. There's my screen from ChatGPT, but now I'm going to very quickly go through Adobe Firefly. Now, again, Adobe is a corporation that does Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere. I would say on a daily basis, if you watch TV, is you've seen the product of Adobe software. This Adobe Firefly is strictly oriented towards image creation. And I remembered from, again, probably Michigan State University sophomore year world culture class, the instructor talking about how the sculpture or the sculptor is already complete when he puts the marble block on the pedestal. Before it's the sculpture is already within the granite block. I just have to chisel away the superfluous material. So that was Michelangelo. I can't remember truthfully when he was on the scene. But if you can imagine, this is stable diffusion. Really, it goes the other way from a product. If you think of the second law of thermodynamics, which is, I think, Isaac Newton's, the tendency of items is to fall apart. What do you do if you don't take, what happens if you don't take care of your car? It falls apart. What happens if you don't clean your house and maintain your house? It falls apart. What happens to the universe? What's its general tendency? It's expanding and fall apart. And somebody, that's what this picture is. It's from this image, the total pixelization, you know, the old snow days from TV you used to see. This is diffusion backward. Some smart person said, what if we do diffusion backwards? We go from a total diffusion from this image, and then it finds, I think they're called the geons. There's 36 things that humans recognize within the chaos. Notice the different things it's created till it comes up after 40 passes of looking at every pixel in the image, it comes up with this. This is stable diffusion is what it's called. Diffusion being the total chaos. And they work it backwards from chaos to an image. It finds the edge recognition, the square recognition. That's what it recognizes. And the company Stability.AI made it free. Again, know your customer. There's multiple ways that you have to log in. Adobe Firefly is only on a browser. I'm sure they're specializing right now as we speak. I pay Adobe because I use their PowerPoint, their Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere product. The cautions, you have to acknowledge flaws occur. You have to acknowledge it because, and you're going to go back, if you sue them, they're going to go back. Look here on this date and this time, you clicked OK. They just got somebody about that at Uber Eats. You click And Adobe Firefly, they give you 24 credits when you start. If you want more, I think you got to sign up. I don't think you can buy X credits for, you know, X dollar. Now we're going to look at this. They give you examples. This has changed somewhat in a year, but they'll give you examples. And if you put your cursor over the example, it will tell you the prompt that was used to develop it. Now I did this one here, a black and white photograph of a woman in 1920s fashion leaning against a brick building. That's the one that I generated. And it came up with this. And we're going to look at Adobe Firefly. This is what it looks like. There are user parameters that you can control. Here's the prompt window. Here's the information that it's building into it, the different model it's adapting. And then it happens to be on the left side now, all of this information, and you scroll up, you scroll down, sorry about that. And you get, you will see it, the craziness of too much choice. You can change the aspect ratio. You can change between photorealistic and art. If you photo, you can change the f-stop, the aperture setting, the f-stop and the speed of the film, the type of film, Kodachrome versus black and white film. You can upload your own photograph and say, make from this reference model, make a picture that has this component strength of that image you supply. You can supply tone and lighting and composition. We'll look at these. Here's what I made, and made these cartoons from the 1930s, Germany cartoons, and they give you a boatload of options that the young people understand. Here's the backward propagation function built in. Here's another picture, Northern European, Eastern European. Look at all of these functions that you can do. You got to have a mindset before you enter the process in order to figure this out. Notice up here, I'm clicking on this particular item, and it gives me all of these options. Notice this is a pen drawing, an ink drawing, a layered paper drawing. It's here's the camera photo settings. If you click this little arrow here, this arrowhead, if you click it so it's pointing down, all of this shows up. 20 millimeter lens. It's copy and paste into your own, and I think I turn this into, here it is. This one marks its image. So let's bring up, I'm going to exit PowerPoint. Oh, I shouldn't have done that, but I did. I'm going to exit that. Let's bring up a browser on this window. Here's the talks with Crows item, this has the materials in it. I put talkswithcrows.com, jumping around here. Here's, pardon?
Make it larger, please.
Oh, okay. I'll try to make it full screen. Thank you, Maureen, for doing that. Full sessions. Here's the individual conference, the individual items. So if you want to review, you could go and look at ChatGPT. Now, this is a year old, Adobe Firefly. Here's the presentation. Here's the PowerPoint. You can go, here's, I'll close with this one here. But let's start a new window. Let's go to Firefly, adobe.com. I have logged in already. How many credits do I have left? I've got 15 credits. So I logged in already. I used one of my throwaway IDs. What is buy credit? $10 a month. I would just as soon buy X hundred credits, but no, that's not. But let's try it. Let's make what do we want to make? We want to make a 18. Let's put in a 1450s Lithuanian village, SCENE, in muted colors with people walking on a pathway through the housing structures. Let's generate this and see all the, here we go. Wow, that was fast. And notice all of the information is on the left side of the screen. Let's see what we get here. Notice all of the information that is on the left side of the screen that users can choose. You can go after the session here, firefly.adobe.com, log in with one of your throwaway Gmail IDs, and notice I just, boom, here's the back propagation. How can I can download it. I can upscale it, which means make it bigger. Let's see what happens there. So it's, if I wanted to cut and paste this into, let's say, I'm going to see if I can trickery, copy the image and then put it in a text message. Where is text message? To my wife, Maureen. I'm going to put this in the, I've put it into a text message to Maureen. Or if I want to put it in a Word, let's create a new document and put that in the, there it is. Oh my goodness. And I could put this into Photoshop and start manipulating this image. Again, I'm going to go back and back and back You don't want to see what I interact with my brother. But I'm going to try to go back here. Let me look, see, this was in the slides that I made. Here were all of the different effects that you could make. Here are the colors that you could make. Here is the lighting that you could use. I hope this is big enough. This was the, what's this one? The camera effect. But let's go to layered paper effect. Let's make a child clear. Let's a child clear, baby. Delete. No, come on. Delete. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Delete. Ah, there we go. Child in Central Park, New York, holding a balloon. Let's see what we get from that one. With it on layered paper. Notice how layered paper showed up there. Let's see, generate. No, it's not layered. That's not layered paper. Oh man. Is it on photo? Oh, look what I did. It's on photo. Let's look on it on art. Did you see that change I made? Still not. Let's see if we can't just make it totally different. Let's choose materials. Let's choose a wood carving yarn effect. I don't think it's going to change it. One of the limitations, let's look, let's just look at this one. Let's upscale it, which makes it bigger. Boom. Oh, look at this. This looks like it's a yarn effect up here. Can I enlarge? No. No, can't enlarge. Notice the materials that it's made of, that it's bokeh, B-O-K-E-H, in the background. That I can give it feedback. I'm going to give it no. Look at icon, not relevant to the prompt. Incorrect styles, effects, or setting. I just did a back propagation up the model there. Okay. So this is Firefly that requires a lot of play. You can change the aspect ratio, use an earlier model if you wanted to. You can upload the image. Firefly.adobe.com. And we went from 15 credits to 9. So what I just did, used up 6 of my credit. Okay. Now, in my screw up, this one's pretty important for me to do here. I like this. It doesn't work very well, but what I want to do is to present now a new item. Again, it does not have a standalone app. You have to use it from within a browser. The name of the product is StableAudio. So we've done multimedia where we had text and image created together. We went to a very specialized image generation product from the big kahuna in image manipulation, which is Adobe. And now we're going to go to audio. Know your customer information. You have to log into it. Look at the different parts of it. There's your information. Log out is down here. This is, once it generates sound, this is where it generates it. This is where you'll see it. And then there's login. None of these is going to do much without you logging in. Here's a login screen. Mistakes are made. You have to acknowledge it. It keeps track. Here's nomenclature of the screen. It has changed since I made this. Notice the different parts. The young people will look at this screen and see the different parts of it, whereas people of our generation have to have somebody explain it. So here's the download. If you want to download the audio, here's the play. The sound is down here. Here's the back propagation. And I've got 7 minutes to do this, so let's keep going. You can control it a little bit. The prompt strength, how close does it adhere to your prompt? How many steps does it go through to create your sound? Guess what? The more you use these, the more they're going to cost. These are the new functions that are built in. You can add some of your own audio. So if you play guitar, you can play guitar, get the timbre, I call it T-I-M-B-R-E, of live sound. You know, if you go to an auditorium, you hear the sound in the auditorium. I believe that is called the timbre. What I've noticed in StableAudio is it doesn't do very well with timbre. And then you can download the product that you create. Look how much, it's a little costly. I distributed that to you, that slide item. I'm gonna take this one and I'm gonna go to StableAudio.com. It has my login already. Who am I? Oh, I can use 20 tracks a month, up to 3 minutes, non-commercial use. That's not bad. I've got 16 credit. Of course, they want me to upgrade to Pro. Look at here. Let's see now. Try it now. Oh, no, let's see. Let's get, oh, here we are. It remembers me. here's what I've created previously. I could load it up. I can upload my sound, but very important. We learned the bias. One of the major biases of this product is it only knows Western instruments, Western tonalities. So in learning about this, I looked up South Asian, Indian music, and the tonality of Indian music is different than the tonalities of Western music. You know, the notes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's not necessarily in South Asian music. But in a samba rhythm, RHYTHM, please play clave, CLAVES, I think I pronounce it, and tabla with some pedal steel guitar. Guitar, GUITAR, in an CORIUM. Here's the models that I can use. I'm going to use this one. I'm going to change it to a 30-second. 30, I'm going to put 30 in there. Let's change this to 2 minutes, and then it will let me put 30 here. And then I'm going to go back and change this to 0. So it only generates 30 seconds. So it'll be quick. Here's where I would add my sample, sound sample. But there I just pressed it. Notice the feedback it's giving. It's generating here. Let's see. This is one of the, okay, converting it. I'm not sure what it's converting it to, but again, it creates tokens for sound. And now let's see if it created anything. No, that was not too good. Let's samba rhythm, and let's change. Does it have a prompt strength? I don't think it has a. Oh, look at all these different libraries. Let's do it in chill hop. Oh my goodness. And there's no prompt strength here. Let's see if I click this. Oh, that's just up. Prompt library, no guide. Chill hop. It didn't with TLAVES and TABLA. Prompt generate. So again, this will be the last item. Notice my number of credits going down. my next session, when we do this again, will go down even further. But it's doing its computation. I'm not sure where Stability would host their information. I believe it is a British company. This was the company that released the free version of Stable Diffusion. So you can download on a Mac very easily, or if you run these esoteric Unix clones like Linux, you can download and generate it all you want. Oh, yeah, baby. Boom. My brother's a stinker, and he goes to the zoo. He sees the animals, and he gets afraid. And he doesn't know what to do. I'm sorry if people didn't. I like doing stuff like that, but this is what the young people do nowadays: is they generate this up, and then I can download it. Oh, look at, they've expanded. So I can share a link to this. Let's see, I can share this with my bros, and we can go online and create. Oh, see there, just downloaded so it's let's see if I can bring it up. I'll bring it up. Here it is. So I've saved it. Let's see if I can play it now. I could be a politician. I could run my own playlist and be up on the stage. I'm a goofball here. I'm sorry, folks. Any questions? So let's look over here a moment. Have we gotten any? Again, I am trying diligently to use only free stuff. Oh, say more about throwaway Google IDs. Yes, I create Google IDs with unusual names. Cletus B. Farnsworth at gmail.com. And then I put in information in there. And when I go to places like these sites that we went to today, I will use that information. I will use that ID. I don't want Stability.AI to know all of the information that Google has about me under my main ID, my main Google ID, jgerard51@gmail. That they know everything about me. They know where I travel. They know what shops I go in. So I create these throwaways, cut out, to use one so it doesn't know about me, and my information's not just get and here we are, Elizabeth Zinser. You gotta have fun to alleviate the frustration. You just got to have fun. So before we go, let me see if I can turn this on and turn it down. talkswithcrows.com. You go home. This is what, and you could have the sound on a loop. I hope that's probably what's happening there.
We don't hear
But
the,
you don't hear the music?
no.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, you heard the music that it generated, right?
We did.
Oh, okay. But talkswithcrows.com, very quick throwaway. Here's the older sessions and I'll try to get these current sessions up here as well, which is, I will show that at the very end. From smartphones, Maureen and I did smartphone sessions. Here's Maureen's video about voice memos. Drop down box, you can select. You can go to maps and navigation. Here's Maureen using Apple Maps. And you have Android down here. Android
See,
weather.
you're not showing us. You're just talking to us about it. You know that?
You don't, oh, no, my bad. My bad, that's why you couldn't hear it. My bad, thank you for pointing that out. So here's, thanks, Maureen, I appreciate that for pointing that out. Home, here's our topic. Experiments in AI. These are previous presentations. So today we looked at ChatGPT. You can look at StableAudio. That hasn't changed much here. And what was it? We did Adobe Firefly is here. You can go to smartphone topics. This was a session that Maureen and I put together. We did OLLI presentations where you can look, how do you scan a document into a digital format that you can mail. Here's the slides that you can print out. We have iPhone and Android. You can, how do you make videos in Android here? There's my video of trying to do this Beach Creek area in Ashland. Here's, oh, here, I did put it up. Here's the full session. Here's the full first session. I'll try to put the second, this current one we're on. And then I did here's one of my experiments that keeps things interesting for me, is I took a video from the Ashland, you see that the Ashland City Council forum of all the all of the candidates. This is the Teresa Cisneros, the Native American, and I pulled off the audio, and then I fed the audio into Microsoft Word, a function we'll see on the last session. And then I submitted that text to ChatGPT for a summary. No, I made a lot of mistakes, but this is the summary that was put together. So just for those of you in Ashland, here's the major themes that the people had. Emphasize the importance of tackling the housing crisis. Both Cisneros and Bloom shared personal experiences of being homeless, I think, or not finding a home. Empathy-driven solution. The other people, economic development, reduce Ashland's reliance on tourism, mixed use development, public safety, wildfire. This is, again, talkswithcrows.com. You can also look, this is by topic. This is by, this one is by, this is by topic. This is by candidate. So here's the candidates, what they said. This is the topic. It's great. I mean, and I did this I didn't know how to do it. It was me learning how to do it. And I spend about an hour, hour and a half. And the next time I do it, it will only take a while. Talkswithcrows.com. Easy to remember. Any questions? We are way over. Thank you, people. Again, remember, you're learning about this. You're just sitting here and absorbing some of this is the most important element. Thank you. I'm here to answer some questions if anybody has any questions.
Thank you so much.
Oh, I didn't show, I'll have to do it next week, is the link that is the footnote to conversation. Last week, one of the gentlemen had a question about the reliability of the responses that comes out of the AIs. What they are starting to do is to footnote the inferences it provides. Where did it get the information? So next, I'll write myself a note to put that in next week. Thank you all. I appreciate you taking the time to sign up. OLLI is a great program. We here in Ashland have an excellent resource in that. So please continue to study, make mistakes, go in and, I didn't present that the app, the ChatGPT app is on iPhone. You can do the voice on the iPhone. You can do the voice on Android phone. Make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. When one of your grandkids is there, say, I want to have my cell phone talk to me. Can you help me? This guy talked about ChatGPT, and I think so thank you for putting me in a circumstance where I have to learn this stuff. It's compelling opportunity. It's not going away. The Chinese are not going to drop this. The Indians are not going to drop artificial intelligence. The Emiratis, the Saudis are not going to do away with. This stuff is here to stay. Now it's overblown. Markets, too much money spent on the stocks, on the market. It's a bit overblown, the hype, but this is not going away, folks. The technology of computers, the processing speeds, the NVIDIA creations are not going to go away. The amount of memory that you can have on a cell phone in your pocket, in your house, on a computer is going to continue to expand. I've been looking at 64 gigabytes of memory. And back in the 1980s, we got a 10 megabit drive and we thought we were in heaven. I could bring that chart, the expansion of the speed of the internet to do the video. It's here to stay. Hopefully I live long enough to see the real thing. Thank you.
Thanks, James. I think that Fathom will email me a summary and I'll forward it to you, and
Well, oh, please,
and if
please.
it looks good, you could forward it to the other people in class.
Oh, that,
I'm still in my free trial period. I think you get a week or a month.
Otter, which is another one that does the same thing, has I think it's a 50-minute limit.
Yeah.
So we've gone
Yeah.
90, 100 minutes. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But thank you for trying that.
Yeah.
Experiment.
A friend
So
of
what
mine,
else? Go ahead.
oh, a friend of mine who does a lot of Zoom calls recommended it, said it's one of the best. So I thought for my class that I'm teaching tomorrow, I would use that and it would give me a summary of the class. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What class are you teaching?
I'm teaching a class called Listening to Divine Mind with Sydney Banks.
Oh, okay. Great. Yeah. It would be interesting for me to see how it deals with esoteric concepts.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll
That's
yeah, I can find it.
it's one of the areas where artificial intelligence doesn't have a background comprehension of the spirituality aspect.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'll let you know, and I could forward you that summary too, but I'll definitely forward you this one.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. This is fascinating class. Love it.
Use the stuff. That's what it's there for. They're giving it away. They're just giving it away for free. Thank you all.